We can see the economy is getting better, and the Republicans are the ones who I think we can take credit for this.
And so it seems like you were a no the whole way through. But so with regards to this promised immigration,
well, in terms of, yeah. Okay, but in terms of the bill that you're talking about, the farm bill, again, I would have voted against it no matter what,
right,
because I don't believe that we should be subsidizing businesses and taxing the American people to do it. However, the other part of your question, in terms of that going to be used by the Freedom Caucus to have some kind of vote on immigration, I think that we will indeed find a compromise on the immigration issue, or at least the Republicans will. Now, if that doesn't translate over to the Senate and the Democrats, where you've got to have a number of Democrats in the Senate agree to it, or the bill doesn't go anywhere. So I have in fact a compromise that I have suggested, that we actually take out all of those 55,000 people who come here illegally. We have 1 million people coming here illegally, but 55,000 of them are coming via lottery. We just pull their name out of a lottery. Instead, if we have a fund that's dedicated to improving our border, let some wealthy people overseas or who are honest businessmen contribute to that, we can give them citizenship and we can build our wall with foreign money.
Can you give us a timeline, Congressman, on when we can expect an immigration vote? Do you have any idea?
Well, like the bill or the approach that I just outlined for you, I will be presenting that on Thursday in Washington, when the Republicans are holding a meeting to try to come up with how do we structure the immigration reform bill that we can all support. And it has to be a compromise. There will be different things in it. And so it starts on Thursday.
All right, we'll look forward to that. Now, one more, Congressman. I know we're a little short on time. You sit on the Committee of Foreign Affairs. Last year, you called for regime change in North Korea. You called for a cyber attack on their infrastructure, and I'm sure you weren't alone in proposing those types of things. But has the language about the Kim regime completely changed on Capitol Hill as of late?
Well, let me put it this way. We aren't warmongers. We want peace. And just like with Ronald Reagan, he wanted peace with the Soviet Union, and we fought them in Afghanistan and in Nicaragua and elsewhere, but he wanted peace, and peace came. I think we're in that same situation with Korea, and at last we have a president who's coming about this in the same forceful way Ronald Reagan did, with using tough policy on one side but having an open hand on the other. So we may be on the edge of a historic change in Korea, but we have to let it step by step. And the Democrats, of course, are basically surrendering and they're crying because it's going to all fall apart. Well, no, they said the same thing about Reagan when he walked out of Reykjavik and wouldn't accept a bad deal. Later on, that led to a really good deal. I think that's going to happen in Korea too.
And lastly, how would you grade the Trump administration right now as it comes to these dealings after another historic day today in Washington? How would you grade them?
Well, I would give the Trump administration at the very least an A-, maybe just a straight A. I think this president, we have to compare him to what the options are. If Hillary would have got in, we would have had a left-wing Supreme Court that would be a threat to all of our freedom. All the judges that he's appointing are good. He's been negotiating for our well-being overseas. He's opened up Saudi Arabia to, instead of having them support terrorism, they now are talking about having freedom of religion for at least Christian churches to locate there. This president has accomplished a lot, and we should give him credit for it, and I applaud him.
And we'll finish with this, that all of that you just mentioned could end up in some victories in the state of California come June 5th, and then of course in November. So we'll have to see. Congressman Rohrabacher, thank you.
I think the blue wave isn't coming. It's going to be come back right on them. So thank you very much for you getting the word out, because without the media like the one we're on right now, spreading the word to the American people, they wouldn't be getting this through the regular media. Thank you.
All right, Congressman, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.